I don't like what's going on in Rostock right now, pal. War means death, and I came too close to that once. I'm not in a hurry to get back there, but I can't just up and leave, you know? The guys here need all my supplies. So, are you gonna try something on? No one in Freedom wanted to pick another fight with duty, but now that they started shit, McLuhan's gonna find a way to profit from it. We'll find the right one for you. Your life's on the line after all. Come see me again.
Everything good in life comes with a price tag. Don't forget about the joining fee, folks.
It's about time we stopped playing nice with duty. The moment Korshunov looked the other way, they decided to stab us in the back. So I've got a lot of work to do. No time for sitting around. So, are you going or not? Think fast. Can't promise you a red carpet, but I'll do my best to keep you safe.
Protocol lifted. Security has been restored in the
The leash.
Come on in, and don't drag your feet.
If you only got one, don't expect a big payout. Where are your manners? Where do you think you're going, Stalker?
What the hell are you doing? No snacks till the third shot. You'll ruin the experience. Hand it over. You're new around here, aren't you? Or have I just forgotten you? I had an assistant I'll never forget, Nightingale. He was a delight to work with and a great drinking buddy. It's a shame he's gone. Think you can fill his shoes?
I wasn't planning to. I'm here about...
I know what you're here about. The first ones in the house. But we'll enjoy it right here on the spot. You can fetch the bottle from my lab. It's just down the hall. It's an elixir you'll light and never forget. I'll remember. Come on. All right. Let's sample the goods. Let's have one. And then we can talk about what, where, and how much. Here's to the start of our partnership.
All right. Here's to our partnership.
Not even a flinch, huh? That sort of bravado is gonna impress me. When you're drinking, you've gotta put your heart into it. So, where are we? How about another one?
Let's toss another one back.
You're definitely not a grad student. That's a good thing. Look, about those scholars. Leave them out next time. The shop's closed. What's the point of stocking up on collars if I don't have a leash? It was a promising project, sure. But it's time to bid it farewell. Bottoms up, Stalker.
Okay. Bottoms up, Professor.
I see you're a man of ambition. Great aspirations, I'd even say. I'll drink in me for one. That's what I like about you. Maybe I'd like Sherbat too, if he could drink like a man. But he just comes in, asks questions, and fumbles around. What am I supposed to talk to someone like that about, Let's take you, for instance. What do you want to talk about?
How do you destroy phantoms and defeat someone who can create induced illusions?
Seen double, eh? You probably just had some bad vodka. Try some of mine. It's good for more than just keeping radiation at bay.
When I saw the man who created those phantoms, I was stone cold sober.
Ha ha ha, and I was stone cold sober when I saw evidence that it was impossible. But who am I to forbid you from living in a world of illusions? If you're really so eager, drag your ass to X5. That's where the whole three-ring circus used to be. Try to find a blueprint for the suppressor. It's out to help you. I'm all out of vodka anyway. Come on. I'll give you the key card for the lab. The colors were a crude instrument. The suppressors, on the other hand, they were designed to dampen abilities of a finer nature. Now, where did I put it? No, that's just some junk. Ah, look, a pickle. I'll save it for later. Fuck, where are you off to? The artifact just popped out of the still. Grab it, Stalker. Left. No, right. Catch that sucker! Ah, you're light on your feet, Stalker. You can hang on to this one. You've earned it. You went after that artifact like a bullet from a gun. Seems like I gave the keycard for X5 to Sherpa after all. That's why I hate teetotalers. The bastard must have caught me in a good mood. Anyway, if you want the suppressor, you need to talk to that boring grad student yourself. He's over in Agroprom, staying close to X5. And now for the fourth shots, the happiest of them all. Oh, good. This is my blissful kind of experiment. Here comes oblivion. You, whippersnappers, should stay away from all this. Nothing good ever comes of it. And never will.
You're the first Project X scientist I've met who's still alive. I'm curious to hear about it firsthand.
Believe me, those men of great learning would rather not have my tongue tarnish their legacy. So I'm more than willing to do exactly that. Here's the scoop. Project X was a bunch of charlatans, and I was the most shameless one of them all. How's that for a revelation?
You used to work with phantoms. Tell me about the ability to create them.
I used to work on lots of things, including that one, yeah. What can I say? It didn't pan out. Turns out, not a single subject was capable of controlling even a paltry ability like this.
What was the purpose of the controller project?
Producing one failure after another. No, really the project was meant to put the abilities of mutants to good use. But can we truly blame mindless creatures for their actions? Those in charge should have known right from the start that nothing could be changed. When you try to fix someone else's mistakes, you only end up making new ones.
So why did you collect those collars anyway?
They're the only thing I have left to remind me of all my future scientific endeavors. Sentimentality, a quirk of human nature. Who can really say? Anyway, here's to leaving sentimentality behind. Move your ass already.
ask you to vacate the premises. I'm occupying it and there's nothing here to take.
Calm down, Sherba. Vupalov sent me.
Is the professor doing okay? He didn't succumb to intoxication from that poison of his, did he? Its alcohol by volume is nearing pure ethanol, not to mention the anomalous component. What a fall from grace. A great scientist resorting to making vodka.
Why do you even bother helping Vupalov?
How can I stand by and watch a scientist of his caliber kill the few brain cells he has left? He has invaluable knowledge and skills, the kind that are not taught at Malachite, especially nowadays. The professor has no right to go down this path.
Tell me about Vupalov. So he's a great scientist?
Professor Vupalov is a brilliant mind hailing from the Project X era, the mastermind behind the Controller project. He used to bring science to new heights. Now the only thing he can bring is a glass toward his lips. He's disenchanted with his life's work, you see? Nothing ever changes. If only the professor had taken a moment to peruse my notes instead of selling vodka.
Vupalov sent me to get the key card for X5. I'm looking for the Phantom Suppressor.
It took Vupalov a whole 6 months just to remember my name while I served him food every day. And now he tells you about the card right away? Did you drink with him or something?
It's tough to avoid having a drink with him.
That stuff is pure poison. All right, I'll give you the card. It's too risky for me in there anyway. But you've got to promise me that you'll search X5 for any papers related to the Controller project and bring them back to me.
Since I'm headed to X5, tell me about the lab.
Until recently, no one even knew it existed. The research there was classified, and the lab had been mothballed for quite some time. Then Duty did some cleanup with heavy explosives there, and found hidden levels beneath Agroprom. I used certain informal channels to reach out to the professor. That's how I found out it was an old mutant research lab. I can't even begin to fathom what's going on in there right now.
Why do you want those papers?
I tried to convince Professor Vupalov that I'm a worthy successor to his great work, but all I received from him was a couple of his drafts, one of which had been used as a food wrapper. I'm talking about research that could etch our names into history. Since the professor doesn't seem to recognize it, I'll take it upon myself to finish the job for him.
Tell me what you know about the Controller project.
The Controller project did involve some research on phantoms, but its main objective was to develop specimens modified with both biological and technological enhancements. Unlike their mutant predecessors, which were impossible to keep in their cages, these were meant to be trained as soldiers to protect Project X personnel. Can you imagine? Not even S.T.A.L.K.E.R is attempting anything like that nowadays. They haven't even managed to create a single new specimen.
Hand me that key card, and I'll see what I can do about your papers.
All right. It's not like I've got much of a choice. But keep those papers in mind, Stalker. You'll need to head all the way down, but if you're willing to do the job, I'll make it worth your while. I'll go check on the professor in the meantime. Seems like every time I look away, he's got a new drinking buddy. You haven't gone to X5 yet? Don't forget to look for the Controller project papers while you are there. If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask. I need to check on Professor Vupalov. You may go.
You're having trouble sleeping too, I see. Let's get started early today. We're going to explore how your brain responds to metaphors and imagery. Empathy and abstraction. Those are the traits that separate us from simple beasts. And there, what separates you from the other mutants? In theory, at least. I rummaged through my library and came across something that suits our circumstances perfectly. I hope you won't mind a little poetry. Not backwards, forwards, spirit sides. This moment now alone is our delight. Any documents in the control room should be off-limits to lab assistance. Last week, someone took the suppressor manually yet again, jeopardizing a scheduled experiment. This is not the first case of negligent handling of crucial Project X documentation. This matter needs to be addressed at once.
Fuck. I can't let history repeat itself. Today's March 3rd, 2017. You're S.T.A.L.K.E.R. You used to work at S.T.A.L.K.E.R, but you quit and tried to sabotage X-11. You failed. Escape to the mainland. Go into hiding. Then come back and make sure those bastards can complete Project X.
An emission is approaching, soldiers. Seek shelter immediately. I repeat, we have an incoming emission. Seek shelter. Attention everyone. There's an emission outside. Extreme caution strongly advised. Remain in cover. I'll inform you when it's safe to come out.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. enemy is gone.
Look for ways underground. We must descend and eliminate all threats to the voice of the monolith. Detected. Keep searching for more. The monolith will show us the way.
Find ways underground, brothers. We must protect the prophet. The voice of Faust shall guide us.
What was that?
I see an infidel! Get ready! Drown!
Yield to the will of the monolith.
Can't you just move on? When are you going to let it go, huh?
I was worried. Haven't you been following the news? The zone's going to hell.
All news has been the same since the Garden of Eden. After that, it's just humanity repeating itself.
You're sloshed again, Professor. What about science?
It's pointless. Ever since they invented alcohol distillation.
The Stalker, he's back. Those papers I mentioned, do you have them?
Where are your manners, young man? You won't even offer a man a shit and pour him a cold one?
Here. I don't want to be anywhere near these things.
This is... Yes! This is it! At last!
There's nothing exciting in there anyhow. I've told you before, young man, if even my own work can end in failure...
Faust wasn't exactly... a failure. In a way. Haven't you heard? He tapped into the X network, brought the monolith back, and caused a bloodbath all over the zone.
So he's... your project? The abilities you incorporate...
Shut up! I knew I was right all along. So that bunch of old farts in pots haven't given up on my research. Hooking him up to the monolith was a stroke of genius.
Thanks for those papers. They're a treasure worth all the years I spent at Malachite. We'll stay in touch. I've got grand plans for the future.
And I told them that the only way to create a true controller is to preserve his capacity to think, to feel, and make decisions. Sure, right now the choices he's making don't align with what the Ward, the NDST or anyone else had in mind. But I did succeed.
Why did you create Faust?
The mutants turned out to be far too unpredictable, useless, and downright dangerous. The aim was to mold them into obedient soldiers. The Liege had some success with more primitive tools. But I believed we were on the wrong path. The error, I thought, lay in the very design of the controllers. Without consciousness and human empathy, their psi abilities were pitiful. Faust demonstrated this vividly, but masterful tools necessitate much more precise fine-tuning.
Who is Faust now? What have you turned him into?
We granted him the abilities of a controller mutant. But I'm convinced that Faust has retained his humanity. See, there's no more Project X, no C consciousness, no MDST to protect. He wasn't being directed by a program. He initiated this of his own free will. I believe the monolith became an idea to him. Give a man an idea he can grasp, and he'll do much more than he would ever do cursed. I've always said that it works better than any leash.
The MDST? What's that?
The scientists from Project X who, unlike me, were eager to continue their research even after it was officially shut down. It appears they were the ones who made the controller project a reality. Officially, they had no funding or approval to proceed. However, C consciousness wasn't content with merely creating the zone. They were determined to safeguard a pitiful existence. That's why they needed the monolith, and later on, Faust and his abilities.
I found the suppressor. Can you install it?
All right. I almost forgot the reason you're here. All the work I did. It's all become meaningless. You're going to kill Faust.
A lot of people died because of him.
Were they good people? Well, then find other good people to install the suppressor. I'm not a technician. You're as much of a fool as I am if you think you can set things right. The controller project was abandoned, and yet Faust endures. Monolith disappeared, and now it has returned. Go ahead and kill Faust, Stalker. It won't change a thing. You'll see.
Got issues with your gear? We gotta get creative here. Let's see what kind of masterpiece we can create. something interesting.